In a lot of people's mind, Ethereum is just a cryptocurrency. That's what most folks, especially newbies in the crypto space, tend to think. Hi everyone, it's Cédric here, and if that is your take, I think it's like comparing it to Nvidia. Saying Nvidia is just a company that makes graphic cards. We've got to see below the surface level stuff. Because as Nvidia doesn't create AI systems, every AI company relies on its chips, right? Ethereum is like the Nvidia of the crypto world, because even if it doesn't build apps, almost every Web3 project runs on its network. Nvidia and Ethereum both provide the essential foundational infrastructure for an entire era. For Ethereum, it's like being the computing platform and operating system of the Web3. But now, there is one key difference. Nvidia is a centralized company, while Ethereum is a decentralized network. That difference is what makes Ethereum so fascinating and so important for our future. We all get how a company with a CEO and a board operates, but how does a decentralized network with no boss, no headquarters, function so precisely? The answer lies in its structure. So today we are gonna pop open the hood of this computer. I will walk you through its 5 core layers. No fancy jargon, no complicated terms. My goal is for everyone watching this video to understand what Ethereum really is and why I call it the Nvidia of crypto. If you like this way of seeing things, drop a comment below and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Alright, first off, we have the first layer, the hardware. Of course, every legit blockchain is built on a global, decentralized hardware network. Bitcoin pioneered this model and Ethereum follows the same blueprint. Let me break it down with a simple analogy. Imagine thousands of strangers around the world, each holding an identical, magical ledger that never runs out of pages. Now imagine you start a transaction. It's like shouting to the world, I'm sending 10 coins to Tommy, and then something amazing happens. A notary in Helsinki, Finland, hears you and writes it down on page 500 of her ledger. And then a notary in Hanoi, Vietnam, hears it too and it records it on page 500 of his ledger. Notaries in Brazil, Canada, everywhere write the exact same thing on the exact same page at the exact same time. What's the big deal here? Think about a traditional bank. If the server crashes, your transaction might disappear, the record might disappear, or the transfer may fail. But if that notary in Finland decides to quit and burns their ledger, guess what? Nothing happens. The ledgers in Vietnam, Brazil, Canada, and thousands of others worldwide are still here. Your transaction to Tommy is safely recorded word for word in thousands of places, and it will, therefore, never disappear. That's the first layer, the decentralization hardware foundation. It keeps the system rock solid and secure, impossible to shut down or destroy by any single entity. But here is the thing, the foundation is obviously just the first step. It's crucial, but it's not Ethereum's real moat. It's true competitive advantage. The magic happens in the layers built on top of it. So let's check out the second layer. The second layer will be the operating system. With a foundation in place, you need order. Who keeps the books? Who verifies transactions? How do you stop bad actors? That's where the operating system comes in. In Ethereum, this operating system has 2 parts. The consensus protocol and the gas mechanism. Let's start with the consensus protocol, specifically proof of stake. I told you, nothing complicated here, and that sounds complicated, so let's make a simple analogy. Imagine a city with no police, but a bank vault full of cash. How do you make sure no one robs it? Easy. Everyone is a security guard or a bookkeeper. Everyone can be one. You just have to lock up your net worth, say 32 ETH, in the vault. And if you do your job honestly, you will get paid well with daily ETH rewards. But if you try to steal, your entire stake gets confiscated before you even leave the bank. Plus, the other guards won't let you get away with it. So, no need for police anymore. Everyone keeps themselves in check. But that's not enough. What if someone doesn't steal but just messes with the system, like spamming with junk data? That's where gas come in. So here we have proof of stake and gas. Gas is like gas. I mean, like fuel for your car. If you want to drive on Ethereum's highway, even for a single meter, you need to burn some fuel. A simple transfer is like riding a scooter. It's cheap on gas, but running a complex DeFi contract, it's like driving a heavy truck. It burns a lot of fuel. So if a hacker wants to close the network, for example, it's like sending millions of toy cars to block the highway. But every single toy car will still need real money to fuel up. They'd probably go broke before they even slow things down. The ROI is bad. So you see how it works? The consensus protocol stops major bad actors and gas prevents smaller mischief. Together, they form Ethereum's core, a secure, fair operating system. We have our world computer now. It has its hardware foundation, it has a safe operating system. What's next? Getting your software to run, of course. What handles every click, every calculation is the central processor, or the CPU. In Ethereum, that CPU is called the EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine. It's not a physical chip you can touch. You can think more of like a magic spell. A developer writes a smart contract, then they deploy it on Ethereum. This spell gets activated. Then something incredible happens. Thousands of computers worldwide, as if under a spell, start executing that contract simultaneously in perfect sync with identical results. This means your program isn't running on the server, but on thousands of servers at the same time. It's a system that never shuts down, never goes offline, and can't be tampered with. That's why you often hear the phrase, code is low in crypto. Take a lending contract that says, if the collateral ratio drops below 120%, liquidate. When that threshold is hit, it will liquidate. No exceptions. No CEO can call to plead, not even the coder. The developer can stop it. So now, do you see why so many new blockchains want to be EVM compatible? It's like how AI companies buy NVIDIA chips. Ethereum's magic spell system is the industry standard. Being compatible is like a phone running on Android. You get access to a massive ecosystem with millions of apps. But here is the catch. When everyone wants to cast their magic spells, create their contracts and stuff on the same blockchain, the system will get overloaded. It's like a one-lane highway trying to handle traffic for a massive global city. Gridlock. Gas fees will skyrocket. It's like the hacker wanting to overload the system. We will get gas fees like 100 USD just to send one transaction. Who can afford that? It's not an attack this time, it's just a traffic jam. Mass adoption has its cons too. So Ethereum had to evolve. It built overpasses and express lanes to handle the traffic. That's our layer 4. Layer 2s. Layer 2, it can sound complicated, but yeah, what's layer 1, what's layer 2? Isn't Ethereum just Ethereum? Let's skip the techie details once again and use a simple analogy. I always think metaphors are way more fun than jargon. Let's talk about optimistic rollups first. So what is an optimistic rollup? It's like an express lane, an express bus-only lane on the highway. So a batch of transactions rolls up, and it's assumed everyone on board bought a ticket, so it passes through. And at the end, an inspector does a random check. If someone snuck on without a ticket, the whole bus gets sent back, and the driver, the node, gets a hefty fine. Since the penalty is so steep, drivers will stay honest. We have another kind of rollups. It's the ZK rollups, zero knowledge rollups. It's even cooler. It's like this time an express armored truck lane. The truck, a batch of transactions again, arrives and hands over like a magic seal or a magic certificate. This certificate is backed by math. It proves every dollar inside is legit without counting each bill. The headquarters just verifies that the seal is okay, and boom, it's done. Super efficient. So from that, what can we understand? What's the impact of layer 2s? Before, driving on the main road cost 50 USD or 100 USD in gas fees. Now on the overpass, it's just pennies. What used to take tens of minutes now takes seconds. That single lane road is now a sprawling network of highways with countless lanes. So now our computer has its hardware, its secured operating system, its CPU, processor, and high-speed extensions with what we call layer 2s. But what's actually running on this machine? That's the apps. So layer 5, the application layer. There are no companies here. Just programs running on smart contracts called dApps, decentralized applications. Let me give you a few examples to make it crystal clear. Picture a 24/7 unmanned bank, like Uniswap. If you want to swap ETH for USDC, you deal directly with the code. No one can interfere. There is also unmanned pawn shops, like AAVE. Pledge your assets to the code, and you can borrow money instantly. No approval needed. And don't forget the global flea market like OpenSea, digital art, game items, NFTs, everything's traded peer-to-peer, matched by code. Unmanned banks, pawn shops, markets, these apps make Ethereum a thriving, vibrant ecosystem. But what's the real game changer here? It's all about ownership. That's the most important point here. In the real world, your game items are controlled by the gaming company. They can shut you down. Your money in a bank? The bank is in charge. But in Ethereum, it's different. Your assets in AAVE pawn shop, they stay in your wallet under your control. The code only locks them temporarily based on rules. It can't take them away. That NFT you bought on OpenSea, the deed, your private key, is yours alone, not the platform's. So layer 5 isn't just a bunch of apps here. It's a whole new model. On the surface, it's unmanned stores, but at its core, it hands the ultimate control of assets back to us, regular people. And that's what's beautiful. So there you go. It's pretty straightforward, right? And let me do a small summary. Beautiful. If you understand that, you understand Ethereum. So why do I call Ethereum the NVIDIA of crypto? Because it's not just a coin. It's not just a crypto. It's the motherboard and chipset that powers all these unmanned apps. Its strength isn't in one single feature. It's in this entire architecture, like Lego pieces, building a powerful, ever-growing system. Think of the internet in the early 2000s. Back then, who could have imagined TikTok or Uber or Airbnb or stuff like that? It will be the same here. Ethereum's digital foundation has massive potential for mind-blowing apps in the future. And when that happens, where will its price be? What do you think? Is it clear like that? If anything is still unclear, let me know in the comments, and if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, obviously. I'm Cédric, and I'll catch you in the next one. Merci, et au revoir.